2013 we built a piece of programming that was very local and had real impact here and across the globe. So ever since that time we've had the ambition not only to bring the best of what we can from our international networks in the US, in the UK and other places, but to build a team that can create really relevant, really impactful local programming. So I think what you saw tonight, particularly now moving into history and crime and investigation, we've been quite prominent already with Lifetime with a number of formats. But I think the piece tonight that had the most impact for me was around crime and investigation. And that brand, while it deals with a genre that can sometimes be quite tough, we've always felt has real integrity and real quality. And I think what we want to do, working with local people and local talent, is tell stories that I think can shine a light on what is a big problem and a big issue, but also maybe convey hope to people and opportunities for people to get support. So we're very proud of that. We couldn't do that without a local team and great local production partners. And on history too, I think what we've done recently with the pop-up channels around the history of football and 100 Years of War have been really impactful. I think we're moving history more and more, as you saw tonight, into a place where it is high quality in its factual documentary makeup. Less of sort of factual entertainment, as you may have seen history in the past, more about really informative, still very interesting programming. Locally on history, continuing to look at if there are local stories we can tell, but I think at the moment the greatest opportunity for us is crime and investigation.
Yeah. Talk about local investments. What sort of figures have been invested over the past, say, 5 years?
Sure. So when it comes to local programming, local investment into the production industry and community here, we've invested more than 50 million rand over the last 5 years. I think that has grown from a place where it may have been 3 to 4 million rand 5 years ago to now being closer to 12 to 15. And I think, as I said today, the shareholders of our company, which are Hearst Corporation and Sky, placed real focus and emphasis on the potential of Africa. And we really think this is a place and a market we should be investing in, and content's at the heart of what we do. So we feel that's a good number, and it represents, you could say sort of talk is cheap in some ways, that people talk about investing and creating local content. We're doing it, but I would say I think we can continue to grow that, and I think what we saw tonight is there'll be more of it coming.
What sort of challenges are you facing in this market?
Sure, I think we're fortunate we have a very good team on the ground that can help navigate through what can sometimes be a quite volatile market, right through to the kind of devaluation of the currency. That can place a lot of pressure on our partners. It can place pressure on what we take in terms of earnings back to the UK or the US. Sometimes a little bit worrying about the political situation as well at times. Not that we're much better off in the UK. So I think we see great potential in Africa. It is still a very strong linear television market, and that's quite unique compared to many of the markets we work in. So it's very positive that while we may have some sort of macro factors that can be a bit challenging, there is growth in subscribers, there's strong viewership in linear, and we can take a lot of the learnings that we're seeing in Western Europe around digital and OTT and new products and bring them here now. Now, I still think there's a little way to go in terms of broadband penetration, but we're doing that now, hence the launch of History Vault recently. So I think it's a great market in terms of still being able to grow linear and invest in that through more local programming and local teams, but be at the front end of experimenting now with new digital products here.